Hello, and welcome to another video. So in today's video, I am just going to answer a really quick question. This video is going to be real short, okay? Probably could have been a short, but let's talk for a second about profile. So I don't know what you've heard about profile. I will link a video where I kind of went in depth about getting heard and getting on profile and things of that nature. It's a little bit more in depth, okay? I'm not gonna go that deep in this video. I want to talk specifically about profile. And I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? You know, this is what we're doing here with these basic training videos. As I always say, my little disclaimer, I'm in, like, by no means telling you should join the army. I just kind of want to let you know the real. Profile is not something that you want to get on when you're in basic training. Profile is, and I'm just being honest here, profile is something that you want to get on once you get to your duty station, so you don't have to do some of the bull crap that they're going to make everybody else do, okay? Profile will allow you to skip out on things that everyone else has to do because you have this profile. You want that once you finish. You know, when you get to AIT, it's okay for you to be on profile because, you know, they're gonna be doing running and stuff like that, and perhaps you don't have to do it. All you have to do is go to your, your classes and things like that. You want to get on profile once you leave base training. Once you're in base training, baby, you do not want to get on profile. Why? I mentioned it in that other video. Because it is going to hinder your training. The way they have it set up is that this profile is going to make you be recycled. Let's take, for instance, do I have the profile still? Hold on, give me a second. All right, so lucky for you, I actually have a profile here with me, okay? Let's talk about this profile. First of all, wait, give me just a second, hold on. Okay, we're gonna make up a little scenario just because, just for the heck of it, okay? So here's a profile. Just in case you thought profile was just something that someone tells you, they go and tell everybody. No, this is the profile. The profile is a piece of paper. Is my name on here? Hold on. Girl, yeah, my name on here. Let me fold the bottom. Okay. Profile is a piece of paper that says, I can't do that. So what you do is you just close this little profile up, you put it in your OCPs, and when someone says, hey, go over there and do that, you say, I'm on profile. That is great when you're, like I said, you're away from basic training. When you're in basic training, they're going to ask you to pull out your profile just so you could sit down. Okay? And to be honest with you, I was on profile and they said one of the things on here was no lifting. Okay? So when everybody else was getting punished, you know what the first sergeant made me do? This. No, the captain. He made me do this. Hold my arm out with a pen in my hand because my profile said no lifting over a certain weight. And this wasn't over that certain way, so he made me hold this out. Baby, my arm was burning. So they're very malicious when they deal with things. I'm just being honest. There's no need for me to lie to you. They're very malicious when they do things, but this is what the profile is. So let's go through right here. It says preparation drill, okay? So this little, let's say you have something wrong with your arm, because this is gonna closely tie into that, okay? So you go into the sick call. This is how you get on profile. You have to go to sick call. You go to sick call and you tell the doctor, hey, my arm's really bothering me, and so and whatever. He gonna say, okay, cool. First things first, they might send you for a DEXA scan. They might send you to physical therapy. They might send you to get an x-ray. I went straight to the x-ray. So it depends on what the injury is. Definitely if you say something with your back, something with your hips, and whatever the situation is that you tell them. So if you tell them you got hurt in an event, it's just going to depend where they send you first, okay? I also mentioned in one of these videos, I'm going to try to link them both. If you get hurt there, you going to stay there and heal there, okay? They're going to do a surgery on you and all that kind of stuff. You have to get all that done there. Let's say you came there with an injury. They call it existing prior to service. So this young lady specifically, the injury that you're talking about, they call it EPTS. People with injuries existing prior to service, it just depends on the severity of the injury. If they feel like it's going to be a liability for them, they're going to send you home. They're going to chapter you out, okay? And to be honest with you, you could go through the whole basic training and they decide at the end, they're going to chapter you out. So just keep all of that in mind, okay? Keep all of that in mind when we talk about getting on profile. But let's say, like I said, you go on the sick call, you got injury, you tell the doctor such and such or whatever. So before you get scheduled for your x-ray, you're going to leave there with one of these papers. Well, this paper says all the things that you can't do. So when they're doing trainings and things like that, anything that's on here that you cannot do, you can't participate in. So let's say, it's basic training. So most of the time you have a training day that is it counts towards your graduation. Let's say on here it says you can't fire a weapon, which if there's something wrong with your arm, 9 out of 10 times the doctor is going to mark off on your paper that you cannot fire a weapon. You know what that means? No, you can't do any of the range days. You can't do any of the range days, so automatically you looking at get recycled because you're missing qualifications, graduation qualifications, okay? Does that make sense? So getting on profile in basic training is not a good thing. You say something wrong with your legs, okay? And then they turn around and do an ACFT, or your arms, and they turn around and do an ACFT. Well, that's one of the things that they're gonna mark off on your paper that you cannot do. And there's one thing about this profile, they don't play with it because they could get in trouble. Like, they can lose rank, and the drill sergeant and stuff can get in trouble by making you do something that is on your profile, okay? So they don't play with that. So if it says no on here, even if you know you can do it, even be like, well, I mean, nothing, my arm just, it just hurt a little bit. I don't really wanna, your profile says no. So don't use profile as a means to do some things and not do other things, because it's not gonna really work like that. Now, we'll tell you this worst case scenario, and I want to give you worst case scenario because there's no sense in me not giving you the worst case scenario. The better scenario is you have drill sergeants that are not buttholes and who realize that you're a good soldier and they want to help you through the process, and they help you through the process, okay? So definitely, this is not a red phase thing, honestly. They don't like none of us in red phase. So just, you kind of move through the process and they're like, she not that bad, and they want to help you out. Possibly you can run into that scenario, but do not use sit call and profiles as a means to get through basic training, because it's just not, like, no. Don't do that. Don't do it. And not even just, and this is just a side note, okay? Not even for the sake of, like, the drill sergeants and your relationship with them. And I mean relationship like, them as your superior. Even the relationship with your peers. People realize the people who are kind of just trying to skate by, and they don't really take kindly to that. So you don't want to be one of those people who just trying to skip out on, every important thing, or all the smoke. You skipped out on all the smokings because you're on profile, and then you're still getting to participate in your graduation requirements. It's not going to be the thing to do. I advise against it highly, but this is what the profile looks like, just in case any of you guys wanted to know. And it just basically has little sections, and they'll cross stuff off based off of what your injury is. And then at the bottom of mine, it says follow up the next day after your x-ray. So I was already EPTSing. I was getting EPTS, and this is the paper that they gave me. And then you can see down here, I talked about this in another video, when it says quarters and all that kind of stuff. You don't really want one of these papers. Now, if you have a profile, the only thing that I'll say a profile is good for is for the guys, the shaving profile. Honey, I seen a lot of them there who was like, baby, get me on the shaving profile, okay? Especially people of color, or just people who don't have straight hair, and they get little bumps and stuff like that on their skin. They were like, give me a shaving profile. Profile for small things like that, because a shaving profile is not going to prohibit you from training, okay? You don't want to get on a profile. I mean, you won't be on a profile for something like, oh, maybe you got eczema, things like that. You do not want to be on a profile like an injury profile, because it says injury, actually illness or disease, and return to duty, okay? So this is not something you want. You don't want to be a part of it. I don't know what somebody told you, but like I said, I'm just telling you the worst case scenario. There is a scenario where you could tell them and they could just move you through. But their goal is not to be liable if something happens to you, okay? Because a lot of times people try to get money. People do get money. It's not just a try. People do end up getting paid for injuries that they had before they got in the service. Just being honest. Why would I not be honest, okay? The thing is, a lot of people come in younger, and it just kind of, go through. And it, depending on your job, I mean, there's a lot of things. They could go back and, get at your recruiter's office, because they did it to my recruiter's office. My recruiter's office made me do a lot of the trainings and stuff before I left, unlike other people. When I got there, everybody was like, my recruiter's office didn't make me do that. Or my recruiter's office was like, they were auditing, because so many people would come in there and they weren't able to perform certain tasks that they decided to do an audit and see how would they, kind of sifting through people. But this, again, I say, don't be nervous about this. If you think that there's something wrong with you to the point that it's going to stress you out and not cause you to be able to go through this process without being stressed. You really need to assess if it's something that you should do. And if you have something that's like going on and you're like, I don't want this to prevent me from moving forward with something I want, just go through and do it. The only thing that you can see, I'm telling you the whole process. If you get chaptered out, I've told you the whole process. Go through and watch all that. So you're not surprised about what could happen. But if you really want this, go through and do it. Don't stop letting these little things be, scare you out of position of going forward with something that you want to do or something that you need to do. Either one, okay? Don't do that. If you got through MEPS, you got your ship date, the only thing you need to be focused on is relaxing and progressing with the things that you already have. Your running, your push-ups, and all that kind of stuff. You do not need to stress yourself out about the what ifs, because baby, the possibilities of what if are very long and wide, and you don't have time for that. You don't have time for that, honey. Okay? So as always, if you have a question, ask a question. I'm here to answer the questions. Until the end of this month, really, I can push them out quickly like this. At the end of this month, I'm gonna have to slow down a bit because I got something else going on. But yeah, as always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video.